rowers take over the Charles River, Addison Cummings was on the scene to check out the head of the Charles Regatta.
And taking on the business world one bag at a time, Akua Duvall sat down with two BU alums who partnered together to create a college-centered moving bag company.
And it's spooky season in Boston. Chloe Adams took to Boston Common to visit the second annual Falloween festival.
1 year after a breast cancer screening tool for Black women was unveiled, how did it help the BU community? Stephanie Joseph sat down to ask that and much more.
Live from Studio West in the College of Communication, Good Morning BU starts right now. Hello, and welcome to Good Morning BU. I'm Sydney Topf.
And I'm Alex Dowd. Here are today's top stories. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley took to Massachusetts streets this Tuesday to spread awareness about the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan. The pair embarked on a four-city speaking tour, including stops in Boston, Brockton, Worcester, and Springfield. They invited locals to sign up for the Federal Aid Relief Program and ask questions about the loan relief process. So far, 22 million Americans nationwide have already applied for student loan relief since the application went live a little over a week ago. The U.S. Department of Education says that about 800,000 Massachusetts residents are currently eligible for at least $10,000 in relief.
Rishi Sunak is the new Prime Minister of the UK. Sunak is already breaking records following his Tuesday appointment, becoming the nation's youngest and first ever Asian Prime Minister. He's already stirring controversy, revealing yesterday that he will not make an appearance at the COP27 Climate Summit in Egypt next month, citing the economic situation at home. Sunak said in his first speech as Prime Minister that he will work to unite the nation after its economic downturn.
The government I lead will not leave the next generation, your children and grandchildren, with a debt to settle that we were too weak to pay ourselves. I will unite our country, not with words, but with action.
Sunak's term comes after the resignation of Liz Truss, who lasted just 44 days in the position.
The Biden administration is cracking down on junk fees. President Biden announced in a speech on Wednesday that increased action will be taken to prevent these hidden fees from hurting consumers.
Today's actions are going to save consumers more than $1 billion each year, and that's a lot of money back in people's pockets.
Bounce check and surprise overdraft fees have been restricted, with the administration reportedly focusing on hotel, airfare, and concert ticket fees next.
With the election in less than 2 weeks, candidates are using every opportunity they have to earn more votes. This week saw debates all across the country in every position, from governors to senator. We're here to break down a few of the debates from this week. Let's start in New York. In New York, Governor Kathy Hochul faced off with Republican Congressman Lee Zeldin on Thursday for the first and only pre-election debate. This debate came at a crucial time as recent polls show a tightening race. They tackled the issues of crime, abortion rights, the 2020 presidential election, and campaign finance ethics. Similar to other debates, Hochul attacked Zeldin for his support of former President Trump's efforts to overturn the election.
The governor of the state of New York, and he's not. So we can talk about policies all you want, but let's look at the record. There is very few people in Congress who have a more pro-life record. Someone who said he'd bring on a pro-life health commissioner. You know how much power that person has over decisions on regulations? They could literally use their power to shut down clinics. So that is a frightening spectacle. Women need to know that that's on the ballot this November.
On the topic of abortion rights, Zeldin stated he will not change the abortion laws in New York.
It doesn't matter who the governor was the day of the Dobbs decision because it was already passed in the law a few years ago. Here's the reality. A few years back, New York codified far more than Roe. When we woke up the day after the Dobbs decision, the law in New York was exactly the same as it was the day before, and I'm not going to change that.
A little further south from New York, candidates squared off Tuesday night in the Pennsylvania Senate debate between Democratic Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman and Republican Mehmet Oz. Fetterman, who is still recovering from a stroke he suffered back in May, appeared to struggle throughout the debate, mixing up his words and stumbling at times. The candidate has faced a lot of scrutiny regarding his health, with Republicans insisting he is not medically fit to serve. Fetterman would not answer if he would release his health records about his stroke when asked about transparency.
To me, for transparency is about showing up. I'm here today to have a debate. I believe if my doctor believes that I'm fit to serve, and that's what I believe is appropriate.
Oz, who has been steadily gaining on Fetterman in the polls, avoided directly addressing his stroke. Later on in the debate, he said he would not support a federal abortion ban.
There should not be involvement from the federal government in how states decide their abortion decisions. As a physician, I've been in the room when there's some difficult conversations happening. I don't want the federal government involved with that at all. I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive to put the best ideas forward so states can decide for themselves.
Finally, down in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis and Democratic Charlie Crist also faced off for their one and only debate. Crist is currently losing in the polls and is reportedly nearly out of campaign money. The debate tackled issues of abortion rights, Hurricane Ian response, the ongoing culture wars in the state, and DeSantis' political future ambitions in the hour-long debate. When asked if DeSantis would serve a full 4-year term, DeSantis wouldn't answer.
You're running for governor, and I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no? Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida? It's not a tough question.
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
With just 2 weeks until the election, races here and all over the country are coming to a head. To keep up with the latest info, you can keep it here to BUTV 10, and be sure to tune in to our election show, Your Vote, Your Voice, on November 10th at 7 p.m. Interviews, analysis, and more, all broadcast here from Studio West. One more time, that's November 10th at 7 p.m. Don't miss it.
I absolutely won't. Coming up next, 2 siblings and comm alums are taking a new approach to packing for college. Akua Deval sat down with 2 of them to talk strategy, origin, and how their comm careers affected them.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hey, Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way.
Hey, guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back. Packing for college can be quite the challenge, but 2 BU alums are working to change that. Akua Deval spoke with them to learn more.
Welcome, Lisa and Kristen. So tell me a little bit about KEEP, such as how it started and what's its main mission.
I actually think when I went to pack my first child for college, I called you and said, wait, what did you pack all of this stuff in? And that's when it started. really the real beginnings of the business were to sort of solve a problem that we were facing in our own families. And now we're hoping to just sort of share that with people, packing for dorm moves all over the country.
Well, you're both BU alums who not only went to BU together, but are also sisters running a business as a team. How do you feel working as sisters has impacted the way Keep is run?
Being sisters, I think has been a huge asset for us because we have very complementary strengths. Kristen went through the fine arts program at BU and has a great design sense. And I am a graduate of COM and worked in sales and marketing and television during my career.
So with your company continuing to take off, what's next for Keep?
Next is sort of, getting it out there. We have our website up at buykeepbags.com and trying to get into all the college bookstores across the country. I mean, we had actually great meetings up at BU with the bookstore and the Harvard bookstore. So we're gonna launch in those bookstores hopefully in the next couple months. We really want this product to be ubiquitous and be everywhere. So that's sort of our goal right now.
Well, I wish you and your company success. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Akua, and thanks again to Lisa Dale and Kristen Grace. Turning now to the T, a bit of bad news for Orange Line commuters this week. Slow zones are sticking around for a little while longer. MBTA General Manager Steve Povtak told Senator Ed Markey in a Tuesday letter that slow zones in sections of the Orange Line will be placed until at least November or December. This is despite the MBTA saying in September that the slow zones would remain only for a week to allow for repairs to settle in after the month-long shutdown. The zones apply to at least 10 sections on both the northbound and southbound lines, including sections near Jamaica Plain and North Station.
A fake gun used in a photo shoot sent 3 Boston schools into lockdown on Wednesday. Students spotted what looked like a person holding a gun in a window of the campus of Massachusetts College of Art and Design, or MassArt. These reports led MassArt, as well as neighboring college Wentworth and the Boston Latin Academy, to lock down, with MassArt also canceling all evening classes. Police issued the all clear, however, when it was discovered that the gun was being used by a student for a photo shoot. All campuses were cleared as safe, and no charges have been filed thus far.
Also in safety, the Wu administration is teaming up with community advocates in the district attorney's office to address a recent uptick in shootings. Mayor Michelle Wu appeared alongside District Attorney Kevin Hayden and several other community leaders and politicians in Dorchester Tuesday to discuss solutions to a recent increase in crime across the city. The meeting came after 3 people were killed in separate weekend shootings. Hayden said that all involved parties have already done well in addressing things like community engagement, educational retention, and prosecutions, but more teamwork is required.
But I'm not sure we've ever done them all well at the exact same time, together in a spirit of unity and a spirit of collaboration. And I think we have a time such as this right now to seize upon where we are to do all of those things together well.
October is annually devoted to the awareness and education of early detection of breast cancer. Coming up next, our interview correspondent, Stephanie Joseph, spoke to Dr. Kimberly Bertrand, one of the Boston University researchers that created a tool to help Black women get screened.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy
or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back, y'all. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and last year, Boston University researchers released a tool designed to help Black women understand if and when they should schedule a mammogram. As the year went on, we wanted to understand how that tool was used and the things that women should understand before they use it. Stephanie Joseph sat down with Dr. Kimberly Bertrand, one of the tool's creators, to understand more.
You were a part of the research team that developed a breast cancer prediction tool or calculator specifically for Black women back in 2021. So why this specific group, and what were some important risk factors to consider in the tool?
So the existing tools that are available for calculating an individual woman's risk for breast cancer were generally developed using data from white women, and they just don't perform as well in Black women. And so in the Black Women's Health Study, we wanted to fix this gap, to solve this gap in terms of how we can predict risk. And so we took our data from the Black Women's Health Study to develop a new risk prediction calculator. And it includes factors like medical history and reproductive history, as well as family history of breast and prostate cancer.
Once they've put their information into this tool, what should women do with their results?
Right, so that's a great question too. So this tool it's not of very much use for an individual woman, but she should take the results and discuss it with her clinician.
So what have you heard from users, if anything, and what sort of response did it receive?
We put the tool up onto our website, and people are using it individually, I think, but I think we are still working on a more comprehensive rollout of the tool to physicians, and we're working with several groups across the country to get this implemented into clinical practice. So that's still to be seen answer to your question. We are also working to make the tool a little bit more user-friendly, and also to we're doing some new developments on the model, for example, adding genetic factors.
Experts say getting screened is the best way to detect breast cancer early. When should a college-age woman like myself first schedule a mammogram?
The screening guidelines vary a little bit among the different organizations, but in general, most organizations agree that screening with mammography should begin between the ages of 40 and 50. And so for most college-age women, they will not be recommended to have regular mammograms. The exception would be for a woman who has a very strong family history of breast cancer or other known high risk, like a known genetic mutation.
How often should a woman get that procedure done?
Yeah, that's another good question. And again, the recommendations vary, but typically most women will get annual or biannual, so every 2 years screening, probably up until they're about 75 years old.
All right, well, thank you so much, Dr. Bertrand, again for joining us and for those helpful tips.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Steph. Again, that was Dr. Kim Bertrand, Associate Professor at the Sloan Epidemiology Center at BU. Coming up next, Bobby Serafin brings us reactions to this year's head of the Charles Regatta. That and so much more after the break.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Welcome back. Thousands took to the waters of the Charles River this weekend, and BU's team are hitting their stride. A lot of sports news to talk about, and Bobby Serafin is here to break it down. Take it away, Bobby.
Thanks, Sydney. It's the home stretch for Boston University's soccer teams with postseason play on the horizon. Starting with the men's team, the Terriers have 2 matches to go in the regular season, with BU fighting hard to secure a playoff spot after missing out last fall. Despite scoring the 3rd fewest goals in the Patriot League, the Terriers have been the stingiest team in the conference, allowing the fewest goals per game behind 7 shutouts from senior goalie Francesco Montali. In their next game on Saturday night, which happens to also be senior night for the team's 8 graduating students, BU will look to clinch a Patriot League playoff spot with a win against Lehigh at Nickerson Field. Moving on to a team that's already wrapped up the regular season in dramatic fashion, the women's soccer team hosted Army West Point on Wednesday night for a game that would decide the Patriot League title. Despite an action-packed back-and-forth contest, BU ultimately came up short, conceding with just 38 seconds to go to give the Black Knights their first regular season title since 2015. The game-winning goal didn't come without controversy, as the goal scorer, Kaylin Bradley, looked to be slightly offside before slotting home the winner. BU came into the night in pole position to take their 15th regular season title, but will have to settle for 3rd place in the Patriot League after failing to repeat as regular season champs. The Terriers, now without a first-round bye, battle the 6th seed Loyola Maryland Greyhounds this Sunday at Nickerson Field, with kickoff scheduled for 2 p.m. The game will also be available for streaming on ESPN+. While the BU soccer teams are hosting crucial games in their seasons, the rowing team did the same last weekend. In arguably the biggest event of the season, DeWolf Boathouse was the site for the 57th annual Head of the Charles Regatta. GMBU correspondent Addison Cummings was right on the Charles and found out that this event is way more than just a race.
Mr. Putnam? Thank you, sir. Mr. Carlson?
The Charles River was packed to the brim this weekend, as thousands of boats came in for the Charles River Regatta, the world's largest river race. Over 11,000 rowers competed, representing 27 countries this year. And this included everyone, from Division I athletes to everyday individuals.
How does it feel to be out here? It feels good? Yeah, we're excited.
One of those rowers was Ron Gold, coming all the way from Rockland County, New York. 11 years ago, Ron was biking when he was hit by a driver that had fallen asleep at the wheel. While this injury confined him to a wheelchair, that didn't stop Ron from finding a new passion in competing at a high level.
And then I found rowing, and that's enabled me to rekindle the athlete in me. And this guy right here, my partner, he doesn't treat me like a disabled athlete. Damn right I do. He gives me no quarter. I have to just keep pushing, no excuses, and that's our attitude.
Among the usual lineup was the Boston University men's rowing team, which has a bit of practice launching off from DeWolf Boathouse. Men's rowing coach Thomas Boer says morale is a key component of this race.
It's about camaraderie in the sport. We have crews from overseas here that we help out with equipment and just kind of do it because we love the sport. I think it's just this weekend is it's kind of a fellowship for that for us.
And this sportsmanship carried the BU men's team to the top 20 finishes. The Championship 4 crew finished 9th out of 15 finished crews, and the Championship 8 boat finished 18th out of 25 crews. No matter the result, excitement was felt by everyone in attendance of this race.
Really proud of how both of the BU men's club boats did, and we're just so happy to be here.
The Wolf Boathouse for Good Morning BU, I'm Addison Cummings.
Thanks, Addison, and thanks again to Bobby for the report. Coming up next, the Halloween spirit takes over Boston Common, and GMBU's Chloe Adams was there after this break.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hey, Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way.
Hey, guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back. Halloween is next Monday, and the spooky spirit is taking over New England. Right here in Boston, the city hosted its second annual Falloween festival, where hundreds gathered for an early celebration. Chloe Adams was on the scene.
Falloween has been bringing the Halloween spirit to Boston Commons ever since the Children's Festival originated just last year. Presented by Mayor Michelle Wu in the Boston Parks and Recreation Department, this free event features many different kinds of family fun activities to participate in. Heidi Schork, director of the Mayor's Mural Crew, which is a public art program that has been adding color to Boston neighborhoods for decades, said that Falloween is a chance for more people to come together during a period where connectivity is needed the most.
People want to be out and about with other people. It's really important after the pandemic to be out with everybody, and it's free. People from all over the world and Boston are here.
The event allows children to not hold back when it comes to having fun.
But also, you can color within the lines if you want.
For Boston residents like Danny Gottschalk, having fun with getting into the Halloween spirit brings his family, as well as the Boston community, closer together.
I picked up my son for the weekend, and it was our first Halloween activity. We try to hit up as many Halloween things as we can each year, and it's our favorite holiday.
For children like Singa and Sua, Falloween was filled with all kinds of surprises.
The zombie maze, I always thought something terrifying was going to come out, and when it didn't, it was such a relief. And it was kind of funny.
They say it's important to continue these traditions.
If we don't keep doing Halloween, then people might forget what it is.
With all the excitement Falloween brought to Boston, residents are already looking forward to next year's event. If you're searching for more ways to get into the Halloween spirit, the Dia de los Muertos Halloween party will be happening on October 29th at the Time Out Market with music, tarot card readings, and costume contests. Reporting in Boston for BUTV 10, I'm Chloe Adams.
Thanks, Chloe. That'll do it for us at Good Morning BU. On behalf of all of us here at Good Morning BU, thanks so much for watching. I'm Sydney Tall.
And I'm Alex Dowd. Stay safe and have a great weekend.